As it stands right now, and I'm setting my timer because there is so much to say here. As it stands right now, school breakfast programs are up to the school and up to local nonprofits and parent groups to raise the funds to pay for that school breakfast program or school lunch programs, although those are less common. Typically, it's breakfast programs. And I'm becoming more and more aware of the different nonprofits as someone who is running to be MLA who are raising funds and rousing volunteers to come together to provide this to schools and to kids who are most in need. I am a member of the Rotary Club of St. Stephen Milltown. If you have a keen eye there, you'll see my pin. Today, I was at a meeting in St. Andrews with the Game Changers Atlantic Rotary Club, and I'm going to put links to those in the description of this video because these are service groups that I know you see Rotary stuff everywhere around town. And just very recently, I decided to check it out. These are basically, the Rotary Club is a service club. You join, you pay dues, around $180 a year, and you volunteer and participate and help raise money to programs. Now, right now, I'm mentioning this because the Rotary Club of St. Stephen and Milltown, among the many things they do, raises money for the breakfast program. And so they give their bank account information to the school. The school will purchase the food they need and bill Rotary Club directly. And that's how it works. We are talking right now, the last few days, but this is officially part 2 of sharing with you the benefits of breakfast and lunch programs for schools. That is what the Green Party will do if elected. And as your MLA, I will be working on it. The Liberals have promised a breakfast program. We feel that that does not go far enough. And I will show you evidence of what breakfast and lunch school programs do for families, for our society, for the economy. It is just a good investment all around. So let's get into it. Yesterday, I mentioned the Ruetz Consulting report that was released late 2023 last year. And I'm just going to start going through these until the time is up because there are many. I'm going to be reading from the summaries of the benefits, and then you'll see it'll say see page blah blah, and I can link to this in the description as well. Okay, so yesterday we talked about how this report said that a national school food program, and again, we're talking about this provincially, but the benefits, they are advocating for a national school program. And the current federal government has talked about a $1 billion investment for breakfast and lunch programs over 5 years. And we would just see if that would roll out. Right now, there's some federal complications that we're not going to get into. But the Greens have said they would want to pledge that on a provincial level. And so here is the first benefit. Universal free school food meals can help families immediately by taking pressure off household budgets, improving children's long-term physical and mental health, and improving student performance as recognized by the House of Commons Standing Committee on Finance in 1997. And in countless research studies, based on evidence from comparable high-income countries, the projected multi-sectoral returns in health, education, social protection, and agriculture include, and so here comes the list. First, a return on investment. And again, I say this a lot because people feel like progressives, or the Greens especially, are just going to throw money around irresponsibly, put us into massive debt. I will take this opportunity to say it is typically conservative governments that put us into debt because they cut taxes and cut our revenue streams. And the current government wants to do that by cutting your sales tax by 2%. You're going to see a cut in services, but then you will see a massive basically a shortfall in revenue. And that is how, of course, we get farther into deficits and debts. But here is the return on investment. Universal free school meals have been shown to provide a 2.5 to 7 time return in human health and economic benefits in high-income countries, of which we are one, okay? And then they cite it. When compared, early child nutrition programs for low-income children aged 3 to 5 in the U.S. So again, the United States does targeted child nutrition programs just for low-income children, and that is one program that they took, and then they compared it with Sweden's universal free school lunch program. And when you compare the two, Sweden's had a higher benefit to cost ratio at twice the rate. Okay, so already out of time. So if you learned one thing today, and hopefully it was a little more than that, you learned that when we talk about maybe just targeting low income children, the way, we're kind of doing that now. It's not a universal breakfast program by any means. There is some food and there's nonprofit groups, and we target low income kids. They can eat if they want. But when we when we remove the stigma and just say we're going to feed every kid at school breakfast and lunch, it had a twice the rate in terms of benefits, benefit to cost ratio at twice the rate. Now, there's a lot more tomorrow. We'll talk about household budget, but I just want to respect your time. I'm tempted to get into it now because it is such fascinating and good news. But like I said, right now it is clubs like Rotary and volunteers who are raising the money, raising the funds. We love to see that. But again, what could these clubs do with money and other community projects, community initiatives with those volunteers and you'll see all the benefits, if the government, the federal and the provincial government, provided breakfast and lunch programs, created really good jobs, and cut down on health issues and poverty issues, and just it's a very targeted anti-poverty measure that the Greens want to see implemented. Okay, thanks for joining me today. This was day 91 in a row, and so join me tomorrow for day 92 as we march toward the election, as I continue to campaign to be your MLA for Saint Croix and represent